It is a muggy and nasty day outside, but the Lord used that as a prop for His glory. What do I mean by that? Well, lately I've been hearing people ask me in the neighborhood, they're walking by me, or they recognize me as the brownie guy. Because in the past I've made brownies and sometimes take them along to people. Yeah, I'm fidgeting a lot. I'm pouring a sweat, and it's kind of itchy, so bear with me. So within the last 2 or 3 days, people have been saying, "Hey, there's a brownie guy," and maybe kind of joking. A little kid looked at me and said, "Hey, you got any more brownies?" And even though I didn't feel like making any more because they take so long. Well, for me, they take so long because I have very little time. So I said, "You know what?" I went ahead and made a couple batches. I'm actually making another one right now. Yeah, I pointed that way as if you can see it. And I was actually kind of shy to go out like door to door, and so I was like, "Lord, you gotta," because Jehovah's Witness and all that do that, and they're really creepy, they're weird. So I didn't want to be like them, but they have a good, it's a good idea, going door to door. So I found a few places where I saw people outside already. And I just walked up to them and I gave them a little Ziploc that had 2 or 3 brownies in them, along with a flyer from my church. You can do it with a tract, a flyer, anything, some type of information that'll lead them to Christ. And it doesn't even have to be on their doorstep. Just introduce yourself. Hey, I live here in the neighborhood, and I just want to get out some because I never really get around here. So I want to introduce and say, hey, and give them the information, say, I just baked these brownies a minute ago. I'm not telling you to say just baked the brownies a minute ago, but that's what I was telling them. And they were still warm in the bag, and they were like, wow, this is great. I was like, don't worry, there's no obligation. I'm not selling them or anything. I just want to get out in my neighborhood and show off a little, I guess, and say, invite them over. And I got a couple of good leads on it. A couple of people were like, wow, okay, and they were looking at the paper, and so that was very encouraging. And there was one lady that I walked up to find out that she's already involved in ministry, and she thinks it's a great idea what's going on, and she knows about my church, and we know a pastor in common, things like this. So without me doing this, I wouldn't have really known who's out there. It's just, it's back in the old days, I guess. You go up to the neighbors' houses and introduce, and how you doing, and I live right here. People don't do that anymore, So it's a great way to get people in and, introduce them. It doesn't mean that they're going to always follow you, but it's the best example to lead by. And normally see Jehovah's Witness or the Latter-day Saints, or I don't really know, a lot of different ones. They go knocking on the doors, but they have nothing to present except a distortion of the word. Okay, it is. They're neatly dressed. They have a lot of things to say, but they don't actually come with gift. And it says, the Bible actually tells us, we're going to people's houses, like, come bearing gifts. So give them a little something, and they love the brownies. They love them. So I get, and what powers the brownies being so good? The Holy Spirit. But I'll tell you that on another one. So right now, just know, Christians, especially born again Christians, because you can't be a Christian unless you're born again. That's just the way it works. Get out there. Get out in the neighborhood. If you're new in the neighborhood, if you've been out there for a long time, go to different neighborhoods and just be normal. Just be cool with people. Don't really talk too much. Just say, hey, I just want to give you this, and enjoy it, and let or however the Lord leads you. So that's the situation. All right. Talk to you later.